St-Augustine can be challenging, but people who live there are dealing with the same problem, parking near their own homes. Jessica Clark reports tonight that the city is kicking around some ideas about reserving more spaces for the people who call St. Augustine home.
This is a side street just a couple blocks away from downtown St. Augustine, and during busy tourist times of the year, the parking spaces here can fill up, leaving people who live here no place to park.
I put it up just before Memorial Day and I leave it till just after the 4th of July.
Lee Sellers is as passionate about his country and his dogs as he is about St. Augustine.
Love St. Augustine, it's my hometown, and they will take me out of this house 10 toes up.
He lives on St-Augustine Street, very close to downtown St. Augustine. Visitors would probably park on his street instead of metered spaces or parking lots. But they can't because the city has reserved the parking spaces on this street for residents only, and parking permits are required here.
As long as the residents can find a place to park to get into their own home, I think it's a good idea.
The city is considering a move to make more resident-only parking spaces along side streets in more neighborhoods close to downtown. Great idea for the people who live here, but the proposal may need some tweaking.
There's a lot of tweaking that can go on.
Sellers says the time restrictions may need some revision.
They're only restricted from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So what that means is anybody can come here and park here after 7 p.m. as long as they're gone before 7 a.m. So if you're trying to park in front of your own home for the night, you might be out of luck.
Also, right now, anyone with a residential parking permit can park in any residential spot anywhere in the city. The city's new law may crack down on that, requiring people with permits to park only on their street.
I also understand the need to make parking easy for people to come and see us, but I don't know how that can be easily done with a town of this size and the popularity.
That may be where, well, the rubber meets the road. It's balancing the needs of the visitors with the needs of the people who live in St. Augustine. As for Sellers, he is siding with his neighbors.
One of the things we have to do is make sure that we make it work for everyone, but number one are the residents.
The city plans to have a meeting on June 22nd to get input from the folks who live in St. Augustine before they create a final version of the ordinance. In St. Augustine, Jessica Clark, First Coast News.
Very interesting concept there in St. Augustine. Thank you, Jessica.